Okay, guys. Recently, I made a character, actually 5 years, named the Shark. I never ever wanted to talk about him until now. I've been coming up with designs, and I think this one is the best one. I don't know how to show pictures on PlayStation, but I will be telling you what it is. So think of Shadow, but with smaller and like the spikes going a little down, and the spikes are a little shorter. That's his spikes. He also has the inhibitor rings. I made the inhibitor rings off scale to supersonic. And I've been making these villains, like the Shadow King. He's the king of the shadow. He actually summons the shadows of Sonic the Hedgehog and Shadow the Hedgehog, and all of them defeated him. But since the Shadow minions only have base forms, he made sure he made a shadow. And I will be getting permission from Chara X to be able to use Shattuck. And no, it's not going to be a show. It will be like a comic book continue. I might make it a show, but it's mainly going to be I'm not publishing this comic, and I will also be creating my custom figure. He has the Sonic shoes. His inhibitor rings are red. I mean, his whole outfit. His chest resembles the scars of Scourge the Hedgehog's. And I can't wait until I show you the picture. Once I'm done making him a render, I will show you guys. But the story so far is taking place after Sonic Forces. During the time he was 12 years old. But during the time Tails is known, he's having like a good time with his family. His younger brother is actually 8. But then that's when the worst thing ever. Infinite shows up with his clones like Shadow, Davon, Chaos, and more. And he actually ends up destroying the village he lived. And actually killed them. Sadly, he couldn't get his mom back. But he had to run away with his little brother. Fast forward 5 years later. He is 17. Sonic during the time is 6. And I made Shadow 17 since he wasn't aging in like the test tube. So he is not 50 if he was not aging. Then you guys are probably going to be saying, oh, that's like saying someone waking up from a surgery is like saying didn't age. First of all, that's a test tube and not a surgery room. And Gerald Robotnik made sure he was not aging, or Gunn made sure he was not aging. You have actually no proof of him being 50. The Sega actually never said he was. Unless if I didn't. Yeah. all they said was 50 years later. Some people don't even... Alright. And if you're in a test tube, you're really not aging. And no, I'm not saying, but it's like fiction. Some things don't even make sense. Like, how was Knuckles freaking born if his tribe died 2,000 years ago? Did he kill him or something? No, I don't think so. And plus, the movie says he was a baby. Doesn't make him a 2,000 years old. Sega literally confirms he's literally 16 or 17. Told you guys. Yeah. Like 6, 7 in the comments. Says it's 6 and 17. Okay, maybe I just gave you guys an idea to know. But the thing is, Shard is the same age as Shadow. They're both 17. Rouge during the time is actually 20. Amy during the time is 16. Tails is actually 12. But then, Shard decides to team up with the Freedom Fighters. And he was a part of the Freedom Fighters before it changed into the Resistance. No, none of the Archie comic characters made it onto this list. Only one. Particular. Actually, technically 3, but Nox is actually came from Sonic Underground 2. So it's pretty big. But now, first, it's gonna be Scourge the Hedgehog, Mammoth Mogul, and Mobfest. Technically, that would make 2 since he actually came from Sonic Underground. Also, but mainly, I think Sonic Underground was released way after it was introduced into Archie Comics. But whatever, because he has his super magic form, which would make him Archie Comic type form. Mammoth Mogul will have his Master Mogul version. He will also have his strongest form. Yes, I will make Tails have a Titan form and Turbo form. Knuckles will have a Chaos form. Sonic will also have an Ultra form in the series. And more. Right now. But for right now, we're going to be talking series. Alright. Now, right after the name turned into the Resistance, people started being scared, nervous, but then, that's when Sonic the Hedgehog tries to defeat Infinite, gets locked up for 9 months. Shard and a Rookie actually start invading his Eggman's base. Once Eggman knows they're coming to his base, he made a villain from the shadows. The shadow. Shadow King lives under your shadow, and he actually made him cut out of the shadows, which made it come out. He decided to work with Eggman, and he is called the Shadow God. Or the Shadow King. We're gonna have to sure that tells Shadow to come over to help. Shadow takes off his inhibitor rings. Paul also takes off his inhibitor rings. While Rookie has one of my favorite wisps. The fire from Sonic Force. Run into the weapon. And mainly, I wouldn't if the fireworks got stronger. So now it got evolved into a stronger version of itself. Then, once after, they are questioning how they could beat the Shadow. Shadow King beats Shard, Shadow, and Rookie up. During the time, they didn't have the Chaos Emerald. And even if they did, Infinite would manipulate the Chaos Emeralds, since it has the power to do that in Sonic Mania. The King actually disabled some Super Form. And Eggman and the Master King are trying to fight who gets the Phantom Ruby. But this time I made the Phantom Ruby not be able to do it. But before, Shard actually had the Phantom Ruby. But in his backstory, Eggman manipulated him to try to get the Master. But then that's when Knuckles' father actually caught him, took the Phantom Ruby out, so then he was knocked out. Soon he was adopted by a family, but his younger brother is actually his brother that actually was adopted before him. Shard was looking for something. Phantom Ruby was actually stuck into his chest. He got knocked out of his chest. So then that's when Sonic Mania took place. But then, what's after? Wakes up, sees his brother. But he got lost, actually, and got adopted. The younger Shard didn't know what to do. Or his younger brother. His younger brother doesn't actually have power. He's just normal Nobian. But before he was even one, his mom injected him with Chaos and he ended up being too powerful. So they actually sent him, both of them, to the woods. Mom and Dad actually died, and they knew their death was going to come soon. Because that was before the Shadow King actually arrived and killed them. The Shadow King was actually looking for him so he could steal his power. He was just gonna kill his younger brother. He's been looking for him for 17 years. So now, that's when Shard is actually able to manipulate a super form and the usage of the Chaos Emeralds. It's that he just can't manipulate other forms that don't use the Chaos Emeralds. He cannot manipulate the Soul Emeralds, if that's from a different universe. The Chaos Emeralds were actually from a different universe, but were brung. Since the Phantom Ruby is actually, I think it's somewhat connected, since if it's not able to like manipulate the Soul Emeralds, Phantom Ruby and the Chaos Emeralds are actually connected. Sonic will have other forms, like in the Archie comics, he will have Ultra, Eco, Solar, Polar, because he will be getting one super emerald to actually evolve them into the model. But during the time, this was actually during the adventure. Sonic is 16 and soon about to turn into 17. Shard is 17 turning into 18 with Shadow. Knuckles, considering he is one age above, he is also going to turn 18. Shard's birth month is actually going to be January 23rd, based off of my brother's month. He is Puerto Rican, and he will not be having a girlfriend. I will be making girl characters, I just don't know how to like draw them. This will be a comic job, and yes. I probably said this in the start of the video, I probably forgot. Shard will also be having a super form and another form. There's going to be an evil universe where he actually has a different form, and he will not be having the form that I created. You know, Across the Spider-Verse, right? Well, I made like the traveling yellow and purple on his chest. Yes, I was during the time I was also a Mario / Sonic / Spider-Man. I didn't know about Dragon Ball Z until 2022. I was introduced to the world of Dragon Ball, and now I kind of enjoy it. And after 2023 and 2024, I was actually trying to scale Goku. I was able to scale him to multiversal and able to scale Sonic to actually extraversal, which is beyond the outerversal. And he is actually boundless as a book. Since the Archie comics are also connected with the comics. And before, like 3 years ago, Sega said everything's canon. So that's when I used the info of the Archie comics. I was an Archie comic fan that since the series ended. Like, after the series ended, during like 2018 when I was like 6. Yeah, during the time I was 6 years old during 2018.
How did you get away?
It was a year after the Archie comics actually ended. I was actually an Archie Comics fan, and I was able to read every comic, including the Fleetway comics, and actually a year, since there was a lot of comics on the list. the Archie Comics website. But sadly, after I was able to read every Archie comic, I went to the UK to get, and they were selling out until Grabber Zone released. Sorry, I was AFK. Grabber Zone actually changed my life since I was actually able to read the Fleetway comics. After the Fleetway comics, they actually started releasing the Sonic manga that weren't available anymore. Actually, Sonic X Shadow Generations manga was actually available in Japan, I think. I never got to see it. And yes, people are still selling Archie comics in public stores. And I was able to get my hands on the Amazing Spider-Man comic. I was actually able to get also Secret Wars and the time that Spider-Man was. Also able to get the Cosmic Spider-Man comics with some Suspiria Spider-Man comics. But I didn't get every single one of them since we had like a money budget. So we weren't able to get every single one. But there was every single one at the store. But now, I am still currently reading some fan comics, like the Sonic Multiverse, and then there's like this character that Shadow tried to beat up, that's purple, but then he stopped his fist. But I'm trying to make one of the fans. I will be actually asking Grabber Zone if they're able to make my comics into their website. Hopefully they say yes, since it's actually one of my favorite websites to read Sonic comics in. Yes, they only have Sonic comics, but they also have Mega Man comics and the Knights comics. One of like Sega's productions. Did Sega make Knights? The Capcom also made Knights. Fun fact, they actually have the same style. Like Sonic's definitely was just like Mega Man when he first appeared. And I need you guys to read the crossover. Crossover is so good. Also, my character will be kinda like that, Scarlet. It's my locked from Dragon Ball Legends. I'll make Scarlet the Hedgehog one of the last surviving Mobians. One of them. Since Stark Enerjack also killed Eggman and decided to team up with Mount Eagle, Ugly Noxus, and the Shadow King. The team so far is Sonic. Since Enerjack is actually on a multiverse one.
The promised time will arrive once more.
And also, we have the Archie Comics Silver, Tails, Sonic, and Char. We will also have Amy, Metal Sonic from the IDW comics, and Dark Enerjack actually ended up going to the Dragon Ball multiverse, and the survivors are Trunks, Vegeta, and Goku. And actually, I've always wanted to collab with Sega my whole life. 'Cause I was too young and I didn't really want it. I also will be including Mario in my art style, Sonic, Shard, like everyone in my art style, with Luigi being one of the only, which is the only two survivors from their universe. Mario will be having the 7 superstars. Luigi will also have it, and that puts them at hypersonic level. Sonic will also be going hyper, and the Shadow will be going chaos. Knuckles will be also going chaos, which is the green version. Shadow's chaos. Silver will be going super, and base Silver was already able to distract them. Imagine super. And Tails will also be having Titan, which is literally comp Tails. Shard, I'm not sure what to call this form, but it will be stronger than Ultrasonic, but not stronger than Hyper. Sonic and Shard are the strongest in their crew. Mario is actually number 3. Shard is going to be the main character in the series. I also made a new character called Turbo Sonic. I made him out of Lego pieces. Since I had a Sonic, I found this cave. And I actually decided to use it for my Lego. And I remember Turbo Tails, and I was like, Turbo Sonic would go hard. So then I started playing with my Lego and calling him Turbo Sonic. And since I have action figures of like the collector's edition of Sonic and the collector's edition of Shadow and Tails and Classic Sonic and Classic Knuckles, I have like literally almost every single one. Yes, they're all Jakks Pacific. Sadly I don't have the classic from Jazzwares, because theirs figure look absolutely amazing. And in my opinion, Jakks might be better, but the articulation and the ones that Jazzwares were releasing were way better. And they actually had creative, like the Excalibur. Jakks Pacific ended up re-releasing it without showing freaking Sonic, and he didn't even do Caliber Sonic. What? Anyways, I love Jakks Pacifics, but if it comes to collector's edition of Classic Sonic, Jazzwares already takes the lead in collector's edition. I also have the Wisps, the Doomwings, the Rings. Let me see. Yeah, I actually like the plays. Like the things that you make your character stay on. And during this time, Shadow had a girlfriend that's called Yes, I made Rude his girlfriend. Sally is Sonic's girlfriend in this series. Guess I'm more of a fan of Sally than Amy. Scourge the Hedgehog will be appearing with his super form or hyper form. And maybe sometime later I could actually hire an animator to make this a movie. It's not going to be like a published, but it's like going to be a YouTube channel video. And if I ever make money out of it, I will be giving it to my animator, since they actually did all the work. But right now I do not have an animator to hire. And I will be making a render soon out of my computer. Right now, I like to play on my PlayStation and watch videos on my PlayStation. I know I have a 3D printer. I'm able actually to make hands and whatever. So I'll be making a Chaos Emerald. 7 Chaos Emeralds in a room. And I will actually be making another series where another movie where Nazo and Silka fuse. And the creator of it is actually made it into a sequel.
This is the ultimate power.
Since Sono is my favorite fusion, no, I'm not dissing Shattuck. Shattuck is actually, I like Shattuck more than Vegito and Gogeta. But Sono is one of my actual favorite fusions from Sonic the Hedgehog. And I'm not trying to diss any character with that. In my opinion, Sono solos all of them in power. Okay, Sono might not have any feats currently, and Shattuck does. But still. I will be making Sono a lot stronger, or like a little bit stronger than Shattuck. In my opinion, Sono's actually kind of underrated. There's this animator that made Sonic and Shadow fuse, which is actually cool, and then made it into like a fusion. Well, they didn't make the fusion, they made it so cool. It only has 3.9k views. And it might not, and it might be because of like, since it doesn't actually have like a thumbnail, it's just like a part of it. It's like, wow, no one hasn't seen this. 3.9k experience actually good thing. And plus Shattuck has a lot more forms. And I'm actually going to be making Shard and Sonic Fuse. And this is only on exclusive to so it's a little bit. And I will be making them have insane powers. It's not going to be stronger than Sano. Definitely anything. I just love Sano. I think he's just underrated. But also, hold up. But overall, I think Sonic's just underrated. I think he's actually capable of defeating him.
My latest creation.
This is your doing.
But yeah.
The promised time will arrive once more.
But yeah. The strongest fusion in my series will be
You cannot
either
deny your
Mazdoom or Sun. And I will be asking permission to use Malzo, Silphadoom, and more.
What I was tracking was him. I won't let him escape it.
These are not my characters. The only character I actually own is Sharnik and Shard. And I have not come up with a girl person. Impulse RP is the main reason why I actually have a design for Shard. First, they didn't have a Phantom Ruby, so I decided to, why not use Scourge's Spar? And I made this. Very specific. And I kind of want to thank them because it's a better design than I actually thought it would. And originally, he was actually supposed to be evil. But since Pulse RP was mainly about role playing, I seen like more people cosplaying as villains. Like, everyone wanted to be a villain, like Sonic EXE. So I decided to become one of the hero characters. That's when I made Shard. I made him a super form, a hyper form, and I transform everyone's power. and I don't got a full game yet. And it looks like a light speed, but like green. But that's when Shard uses everyone's power. Shard will be a positive guy. In the series, he will be giving advice to other characters. And the thing is, actually without Post RP, I wouldn't know how to actually. Ever since I seen Team, I actually changed my character design way better than. So I just want to say, thanks Post RP, you actually changed my character a lot, and I think.
I will end your soul.
And at first, I didn't actually like the game since it didn't like give like the fancy movies. I thought it was boring, so I just quitted the game. Then I came back to it, made Spirited Scar for Shard, and pretty much it changed my character's design a whole lot. And that's what I'm mainly thankful for.
Your energy is still unstable. I need to target the light switch.
And actually made Shadow and Sonic. I made custom forms for them, but the obvious I needed to use was Hyper and Super. That's pretty much all I need.
Those will stop me.
Actually, the Ultra form, the yellow lines that surround Sonic, I actually put it on to the form. And I think it looks amazing. It actually shows like lights. That did not even do. And all these characters go to Sega. That's not even actually hitting me. And hopefully I'm able to collab with some other games like Outcome Memories. Outcome Memories is one of my actual favorite survival games. And I hope I get to collab with them. And I hope you enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more videos of my new character. Well, 4-year-old character. No! Okay, I don't mean it like that. I don't mean it like that. Like a character that I created 4 years ago.
I'll show you which of us is the true ultimate life form.
Plus, if you're confused why I said a 4-year-old, the thing you should be concerned about is why are characters, and why are there characters of 4-year-olds?
This is the ultimate power. Take this!
But yeah, pretty much, I'm a big fan of the Archie games. Driver Zone changed my life, and I hope you guys have a good rest of your day. See you guys later.
I will end your suffering.